Hello, welcome to Simply Magical Vacations by Cara's page. I am doing a live video on how to use the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app 2.0. It has recently been updated, and if you are not currently on a cruise, you are not going to be able to see how to use the new version of the app. So while you're on the cruise. But I was in a training this Tuesday. I took some screenshots of what it looks like when you're on the cruise, and I'm going to go through it with you so you can see how this works. So if you have not updated your app, definitely you need to do that. If you don't have the app, it's called the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. So definitely download that from your app store on your mobile device. Whenever you use the app, and they will tell you this, it actually says it in the cruise app, and I'll show that to you right now. The cruise app is this one right here. It has the Disney Cruise Line symbol. I'm going to have to figure out the best way to show you this lighting wise. Wilbert, hush. Anyways, it's this one. There. It's the Disney Cruise Line app right there. So I'm going to touch on that. Here's what it looks like as it's loading. It's loading my countdown. My countdown is 226 days, 4 hours, 20 minutes, 19 seconds till my next cruise. Woohoo! At the bottom, it says you can reset your clock, and there's also some different screens you can scroll through. The countdown screen is the first screen. When you open your Yoda, hold on, come here. When you open your app, there's not a lot to choose from when you're not on a cruise. So this is what the first screen looks like that you get to choose from. And at the bottom it says, ahoy and welcome. Let's look at some of the fun things you can do with this handy app once you've boarded the ship. And the first thing it says is turn on airplane mode. So the first thing you want to do, and it's this little thing down the corner, it says turn on airplane mode. So you want to turn your phone on airplane mode. And that's what this thing says right here that's in red. Then the next thing you want to do is enable Wi-Fi and select the DCL-Guest Network. So once you turn airplane mode on your phone, then you want to enable the DCL-Guest Network Wi-Fi. So definitely do airplane mode first, okay? Otherwise, you will be paying for some awful roaming fees and international fees if you do not. So turn on airplane mode once you get on the ship, and then enable Wi-Fi and choose the DCL Guest Network. The next screen talks about staying in touch with your shipmates on board the ship, and it shows Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse little emojis. There are you can chat one-on-one or with a group while you're on board the ship, plus add extra magic with the Disney emoticons. Know what's happening when and where is the next screen. Quickly access daily activities, dining options, entertainment schedules, port info, deck plans, and more. Then the last screen says you're all set. Once your voyage begins, we'll notify you about your saved and booked activities and incoming chat messages. This is all new, okay? So before the update of this app, you could not see your reservation in the app once you were on board. You could not link it. You could not see your activities that you already had pre-booked. You just had to have your cruise documents to see that, or you had to go to guest services, or they had to put a ticket in your room to remind you, which they will do all that anyway. But so before you go on a cruise, this is all you're going to see is just these screens. That's it. You're not going to see any of what I'm fixing to show you, okay? So once you get onto the ship, please turn your phone to airplane mode first. Then get on the turn on Wi-Fi after you turn on airplane mode, and get on the DCL Cruise Network, Guest Network. Okay, so once we're there, let's show you what it looks like once you get on your cruise. Now with the new updated Disney Cruise Line app. Okay, so the first screen you're going to see, and I'm going to have to figure this out so that y'all can actually see this stuff because the light is too bright. You know what? Let me see if turning off the overhead light makes a difference. Hold on just 1 second. Come here, Yoda. All right. Now it's dark, so maybe you can see this better, or maybe that makes it too bright. There's a little bit of it. Okay. So basically how this app works is you're going to That's even worse. So you're going to turn it on, and it's going to open up, and there's going to be a screen that says the DCL Navigator app features. And on that screen, it is going to have a picture of the ship you were on at the top of the screen. And on that picture, it is going to tell you whether or not you are having a day at sea that day, whether or not you are having a port day, and if so, which port. All of that is going to be at the top here in this picture part of the screen. At the very top right-hand corner is a little square. It is the chat feature. And you'll be able to chat on board for free on the Disney Cruise Line Guest Network Wi-Fi. You're going to be able to chat with other guests on board. You just have to put in their code, and we'll talk about that in a second. And obviously with other members in your stateroom. And then you can connect with other staterooms, and then they have these cute little emojis that you can use as well. Access to deck plans is on the other side, opposite the chat feature. If you want to access the deck plans, which is very helpful, so you can see a map of the whole ship and which deck on that you're wanting to go to. Then below the picture is going to be a horizontal scrollable control, a filter for daily activities, favorites, which requires linking reservation, which we'll talk about that in a second. You didn't do that. And then a dashboard button at the bottom, which also requires linking your reservation. The button at the bottom is that blue cruise line symbol button down here. All of this in the middle, underneath the picture of what's going on that day, is your actual events for that day, what you actually have booked for yourself and are doing that day. And that's all in the middle. All right, so there are some sample screens here of the deck plans. Screen is the first one over here. The next screen is a sample of the day select. So you can scroll through and pick which day you want to look at and which activities you want to look at for that day. So you can go into the future of your cruise and see, okay, I know in day 4, what is that? An at-sea day, or is that my port day? So it allows you to skip to another day. Then the next one is on the onboard chat and what it looks like. And the final screen shows an individual chat. So it's a screen, and it'll have your little chat feature up there at the top. And it'll have emojis and who you're talking to and all that kind of stuff. And that's the one over here. So the next screen is navigation carousel. So this is the horizontal scrolling through, basically, that it was talking about before, which is right underneath the picture. This is your picture. Right underneath it is the horizontal scrolling button. And when you scroll over, it's going to show you more detail on whatever you click on. So this screen shows all the different choices, but you can have daily activities, scroll through. You can have greetings, you can have dining and lounges and a list of those, and it looks very similar to the My Disney Experience app for Disney World. This here, the dining, character meet and greets and all that stuff. There's of them there, names of the things that you can dine at, spa and salon information, hours of operation. If you have anything planned for them, it'll be on your first page, your daily activities page, once your reservation is linked, and then youth clubs. So hours of for that as well, and activities they have going on that day at the youth clubs. Also within the carousel is going to be information about the pools on the ship, which ones are adult only, which ones are family, which ones are for younger kids, splash pad areas, etc., where the slides are. Sports and recreation screen. There is a shopping screen where all the retail stores are on the ship. Live shows and movies. It talks about the 2 theaters and where they're located on the ship, and there's show times for everything that's going on there during your cruise. And then there's a guest service which tells you the ship that you can access guest services and which type of guest services you're accessing. The next screen on the navigation carousel is daily activities, and that's the first one I showed you. And it has the ability to filter through and pick with the little funnel what daily activities you're wanting to see. And so what I like about this is once you link your reservation after you get on the ship, and you link your reservation to your app, and you don't have to know your reservation number. I'll show you in a minute what you have to know. But once you link it in there, you're going to be able to see all of your pre-planned activities that I've done for you during your online check-in that are already set will be listed on your daily activities for that day. And then you can scroll through and pick the day you want to see the activities for. Also, if you've got tickets for a character meet and greet, they'll appear on your daily activities. If you have a special dining at Paolo or Remy, it'll appear on that page. If you have a spa time scheduled, it will appear on the page. What I love about that never happened before. You never had access to that before. You only had like a searchable function where you could search and see what activities were going on, sort of like the navigation newsletter that they give you in your room each night. But you couldn't add things to your list of things to do. You could favorite things, but you couldn't add them to your actual activities, and this can. So it's literally like the My Disney experience out in Disney World in that way. Daily activities will also show fun, detailed views of those things. If you click on any of them, you'll see detail screens, schedules. If you have something scheduled, this particular one shows the hours of the Oceaneer Club, and then it shows the name of it, and you click on the name and it scrolls over to this screen, and this screen shows you the hours of operation. So pretty awesome. I love that you've got your stuff in there and you can see it all and you can link your reservation. Character meet and greets are another thing you can do. It gives you a detailed view, and then if you click on it again, you can see the schedule, and you can favorite the times you want to go meet those characters. So it starts out in this screen over here, the first screen you see. Then if you click on a Mickey Mouse, let's say you want to meet Captain Mickey, then it'll take you over here and see the times he's going to be available, where he's going to be available on the ship to meet and greet, and you can favorite those things if you want to add them to your schedule, which I think is so cool. And then it'll appear on your front page. So here's kind of an example of what the dining and lounge page looks like. If you click on over here, the first screen, if you click on it, it takes you to a more specific screen about those particular restaurants and hours of operation. So everything in here has a deep dive. If you click on it and click again, scroll through it to the right, you will see all of the detailed information. Same for spas. So if you have a spa time schedule, if you've got some rainforest room time scheduled, or if you've got a massage scheduled, or pedicure, manicure, whatever, you click on the spa that you want to look at. It takes you to a more detailed screen with hours of operation that you have scheduled, or you can favorite things, and then it'll put it in your daily activities page. It also does the same thing with the youth clubs. So it'll show you the Oceaneers Club, the Vibe, Edge, all of the youth clubs, and then you can click on them and they take you through a more detailed screen. So I know it's hard to see this stuff, but I just am letting you know it's all navigable from your first home screen page, which you will not see until you get on the ship. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. And this is pools. So you click on pools over here, and then it takes you to this more detailed screen about each pool. Sports and recreation. This particular one example is for the Disney Fantasy. So you can see, you click on the recreation activity you want to do over here. It takes you to a deeper dive here, and then even deeper there. And what's cool about the deeper dive is you can get a detailed view of the schedule. Then the theaters, like I said, you've got Buena Vista Theater, or you've got Walt Disney Theater on each ship. One is the movie theater, and one is the actual theater where all the shows happen. So this is your navigation screen button at the bottom. This is the day you're at right here. This is the name of the theaters. And then if you click on one of the names, you're going to go into a deeper dive of that particular theater, the hours of operation. And then if you click on the schedule, you're going to be able to see all the movies that are playing that day, or all the shows that are happening that day in that theater. And you can also click the heart and it'll be added to your list. The last thing here is the guest services screen. And what's cool is it says the You click on guest services, the location you want. It tells you where it is, what deck on the ship, and its hours of operation for that day. All right, so link a reservation. Let's talk about that next. Okay, you start at your navigation screen, which is your very first screen. It's going to say the day of the week that you're on, if it's a day at sea or a port day, and which port. At the bottom is that little blue button with the Disney Cruise Line logo on it. You click on that, and it goes to this next screen. And it says, welcome to the Disney Cruise Line. Let's get your reservation link. So you click on this button right here, and it says link reservation. Then when you go to the next screen, it's going to ask you for some information. And I have to turn it around so I can see. The information that you need to put in is your date of birth, the ship that you're on, your last name, and then you're going to put in and once you put in that number, it is going to take you over to your dashboard, and it is going to say linked. And once you are linked to this dashboard, let me get up here. Once you are linked, it has your name at the top, and then it has cruise information, and then it has these different things you can check on, you can click on. So once you're linked there and you got your reservation linked, you'll have dining schedule, my itinerary, your connection to the Wi-Fi if you've purchased that, and then all of your plans are at the bottom. So see how it says, everything's backwards. See how it says my plans right there? They're all going to be listed at the bottom. That is going to be your new dashboard to link your reservation, which I highly recommend you do as soon as you get on the ship. Turn on your airplane mode and then get onto the ship's Wi-Fi. Here is what the complete dashboard overview looks like. You can scroll up and down it to access your plans and your Spotlight at Sea. Spotlight at Sea is like ads that they have on there for Disney Vacation Club or booking another cruise, a placeholder cruise or whatever. All that stuff will be down at the bottom. That's called the Spotlight. But up at the top is your dashboard. Then in the middle, it's your plans. And at the top, very top is your name. So when you click on that little cruise line button, you're going to get all this information showing up once you link your reservation. All right, so here's some things you can do on your plans. If you want to remove something that you favorited, you can click on that heart. It will remove a non-bookable activity by unselecting the heart. It will then turn gray. When you've done an activity or when that time window has passed, it will gray out the activity. See how that one is darker and this one's lighter? It grays it out once it's done. This is so cool too. In your plans for each day, it has your assigned dining rotation for the day. Now, this is going to be the same every day unless you go to guest services and they have some availability to change it. But it'll say main dining, late dining, and it'll say your dining time right there. So you know when you're supposed to go. And if you're early dining or main dining, it's 5:45. So you know exactly when to show up and which restaurant to show up to, which is so cool. It has the name of the restaurant right there as part of your dining. And then it gives a button right here that gives you access to the menu for that restaurant that night. So if you want to look ahead and see what you might want to try, you can do that on your plans screen. Then the Spotlight at Sea cards is what they call them, down here at the bottom. I don't know why sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't, but the Spotlight cards highlight multiple promotions and experiences. You may swipe left to see other cards like Disney Vacation Club, booking another cruise, etc. Okay, so here are the quick links on your overview. You get a dining schedule, your itinerary, your debarkation information, your ship tips, which is cool. They have like smoking, non-smoking sections of the ship. They have what you're supposed to do in the event that the ship has to be evacuated, etc., is all on the ship tips page. And then Connect at Sea allows you to purchase Wi-Fi. That is not cheap, and just be forewarned. But that option is on your navigation board here. So when below your name, it has all these little icons right here. And these are what the pages look like when you click on each icon. Your itinerary, your schedule, your dining schedule, your debarkation information, ship tips, and Connect at Sea. Again, none of this was on the app before the update. So this is so helpful. Okay, and there was no way to link your reservation either. So this is very, very helpful. Just like on the My Disney Experience app, there's a section here in your plans section. Once you click on it, that green arrow there says See All Plans. That's also on the My Disney Experience app, and I have a separate video to see how to use that app. But on See All Plans, you click on that, and it shows all your plans for that day. Your destination info page, bookable services, the first name of each guest is displayed for those things that have been booked, and your access to your dinner menu is on there if you go to See All Plans. There it is. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you click on See All Plans. Your dinner menu's at the bottom. Every name of person who's booked for a particular excursion or tickets to see a character or whatever is right here. And then your destination info is up at the top, which tells you where you're going to be that day, either day at sea or port. Then the next page is your access to the chat. The chat is always in the top right-hand corner up at the top of the page where the green arrow is. That is always your chat function. And as soon as you click on that, your chat opens up and you can see who you have conversations with, individual conversations, group conversations, etc. on the chat page. Let me show you something pretty important on that page. At the very top of the chat page is this number right here. That number you have to have someone else you want to chat with, and you have to give it to other people in staterooms not your own if you want to chat with them. So just want to let you know that some people don't understand how the chat feature works. That's how it works. If you want to chat with somebody that is not in your room, let's say you have multiple family members and y'all are taking up multiple rooms, or you have connecting rooms or whatever, you cannot talk to somebody, chat with them in that room until they link their reservation and get their little code at the top of their chat. So they're going to click on the upper right-hand corner to open the chat feature, and as soon as they do, their code number is going to show up at the very top of that screen, and it's always there. So if you want to chat with somebody on the ship and they're not in your room, you're going to have to give them that code so that you can add them to your chat and you can talk to them while you're on the ship. So just so you know, that's how that works. A lot of people don't know how to use the chat feature, but it's awesome. It prevents you from having to use the wave phones or carry those with you, which are also on the ship. You can just carry your phone. I would just get a waterproof case for it, maybe something to hang around your neck or some way to keep it with you. You know, lesson learned. And I have a waterproof case, or else plastic bag or something that you keep it in. But take your phone with you and you'll be able to chat and tell everybody where you are. You know, it's a big ship. You want to know where your husband is or where your wife is or where your kids are. You can use that little chat feature, but you do have to give the code to anybody not in your stateroom. And that code is clickable by getting to the chat feature, upper right-hand corner. All right, so that is the new app. That is what it's going to look like when you actually get on the ship. Hopefully this has been helpful. I know that you couldn't quite see everything, and you're not going to see it all in detail until you actually get on. But I wanted you to at least know where to go or what to look for once you get the app open and you're on the ship. And remember, the most important thing, turn your phone on airplane mode, then turn on your Wi-Fi and get on the DCL-Guest Network. That is how you get onto this app and how you use it. It's free. They do not charge you while you're on their app on the Wi-Fi. They charge you otherwise. So if you try to get to anything else, you're going to have to pay to get a data plan. And it's not cheap. But if you just want to use this app, which should be all you need, so you can completely disconnect while you're on the ship, then definitely turn on your airplane mode on your phone and then turn on your Wi-Fi and then connect to the DCL Guest Network. Okay, so that is how you use it. I am so excited about the new features. The thing I'm most excited about is that you get to link your reservations now. So all the work I've done for you on the other end, you know, on the DCL website, all the stuff I've done for you during your online check-in, all the things that I've set up for you, whether it be a spa day or an excursion at a port or whatever, or guest or character meet and greets, tickets, etc. They're all going to appear on your My Plans page, which is the first screen that's going to show up as soon as you get on the ship and connect your reservation. And remember, to connect your reservation, you go to the little blue circle at the bottom of the page that has the Disney Cruise Line logo on it in red and yellow. You click on that, it'll take you to the thing, it'll say, let's link your reservation. You click on that button, it asks you some questions, you fill out the questions, it'll link your reservation, and then you're good to go. And if you want to get your chat code, you click on the chat button at the top of the page. It's always going to be at the top of your chat screen. All right, so hopefully that helps you. I am so excited about it again. I just cannot believe that they've added all this stuff. I'm so happy. Thank you, Disney Cruise Line. This is going to make it so much easier to use that app, and it's going to make it so much more worthwhile to use. You may not even need your Navigator anymore if you that app and get on there and link your reservation and go to town. So, all right, thank you so much for watching, and I will also put this video on YouTube in my how-to videos playlist so that it lives there and you can see it as well. Talk to you later.